Next, let's have a closer look into deficit not covered by equity. So here I just wanted to go over this again because it's special, as it's, well, a balance sheet item that in fact kind of becomes negative. But to tolerate this, we need to shift it to the other side of the balance sheet. So let's say, for example, that here we have an opening balance of equity of 80. We have no withdrawals and we have a net loss of some 130. So this gives us equity before balancing. And balancing here, I do not mean like in the sense of what we saw before with the 6 cases and everything. So this is just, think of this as a separate side story. So this gives us equity before balancing of minus 50, which is just a deficit not covered by equity of 50. And thus we need to do something about it, and that's just remove it to the other side of the balance sheet. So now in the assets we get this deficit not covered by equity of 50. And on the liabilities and equity side of things, we have equity after balancing of 0. So here, in the end, this gives you an item on the asset side, but not on the liabilities and equity side. Now the question of course also is, what happens in the next period? And here it's just to say that it's important that while we use as an opening balance the 0 from the equity after balancing at the very bottom, we need to subtract from the opening balance on the liabilities and equity side, well, the deficit not covered by equity, of course. So we start out with minus 50. This is just something that is important to mention because it just so easily happens to forget about it as it's on the other side of the balance sheet. And when you do opening balances, well, you just look at last period's value and it happens to be 0, and then you start out with that, and then it's just all wrong. So here just please make sure to get this from the asset side of things here.